Hey, what's up, y'all? Scavenger Reviews here. Ignore just how bad my lipstick is. I know it's bad. Anywho, this is my list. So I've compiled 15 things of you are an idiot if dot dot dot. And this is gonna list. This is gonna be completely random, completely all over the place. It's gonna be, silly, funny things, and also pretty serious things. So all over the place. So number one, you're an idiot if you actually believe in cryptids. Like, you just are. I'm talking like Bigfoot. If you believe in Bigfoot, then you're just an idiot, bro. Like, I don't see how you can believe in that. And people are gonna be like, oh, but the coelacanth. And, like, yeah, coelacanths exist. Congrats. Where the Bigfoot skeleton at? Where's the Bigfoot at? Yeah, I don't want no plaster cast molds of, people pressing stuff down in the mud and saying that it's a footprint. Oh, look at this, it's a footprint. Like, now, hold on now. If you like cryptids, that's completely different. I like cryptids. I like Chupacabra is badass. I love Chupacabras. And Mothman, my boy Mothman, I love him, And, like, Bigfoot's also pretty cool, too. I'm not really a fan of Bigfoot, but Bigfoot's cool, too. So, I'm just saying, like, if you believe, like, 100%, like, no, Bigfoot's out there. I saw him when I was, 12, when I was 10, then you're an idiot. You are an idiot. Just admit it, bro. Just admit it, bro. You're an idiot. Number two, if you trust the government. I'm not saying some, like, tinfoil hat conspiracy type stuff. I'm not saying, like, I'm saying if you genuinely trust that the government has, like, your best interests at heart, then you're kind of an idiot. And, oh, super random, I know I should have said this at the beginning, but this is not one of those videos where I'm like, all opinions are valid and I'm not looking to start fights. No, I'm looking to start fights. Y'all are idiots. Anywho, if you genuinely believe that the government has your best interests at heart, the government wants it. I'm not saying the government is evil, I'm not one of those people. I'm saying it is neutral. It is a business. The government wants to stay in business. That's all the government cares about. It's just a modicum level of control and to stay in business. That's all they care about. They don't care about you at all, bro. Like, at all. So the next 2, 3, and 4 are going to kind of be like hand in hand. But 3 is if you believe in, like, those super out there conspiracy theories. I'm not talking like, oh, Bush did 9/11 or, Big Pharma. Because, yes, me, those are both absolutely real. I'm talking like the lizard people theory. Now, do I believe in, like, Illuminati? Yeah, absolutely. That's just a thing. That's just a thing, Like, there is, super world, government of rich elites and stuff like that. I believe in that fully, 100%. I'm talking like if you believe that the Illuminati is run by lizard people. That one's a bit out there, bro. Like, you're kind of an idiot for that. Like, you're kind of, I don't know, you're just an idiot for that. And number 4, excuse me, gosh, sorry, is if you don't believe in any conspiracy theories. Because if you don't believe in a single one, I'm not even talking like big pharma, big oil, like any of the big ones, big tech. The big ones are pretty much just not even theories. They're kind of just like, we know about this. We know this exists. We know this is a thing, That's what I'm talking about. If you don't even believe in that stuff, like, especially big pharma, we have the cure to cancer. They just don't want, like, to cure cancer. They want to treat cancer. We got the cure to cancer. We got the cure to everything. And medicines are genuinely, becoming less effective because we're building up tolerances to it and yada, 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 yada. Especially big gas, dude. Oh my God, big gas. Literally look at any single time. Like, oh, it's just a coincidence. Oh, it's just this, just that. They had this underlying. Literally every single time that somebody comes up with a car that doesn't need to run on gasoline, or they come up with a gasoline alternative fuel, they fucking disappear. They just had a heart attack. They just had this, had that. They disappear. You telling me that's not fishy? That's not suspicious? So that's what I'm talking about. If you believe in, like, literally no conspiracies, you're an idiot. Number 5 is, if you don't like the holidays. If you don't like the holidays, like, congrats, bro. Like, you graduated from edgy class, and you're just too mature, I'm not saying you have to get, like, fully invested and watch the Hallmark Christmas movies and stuff like that. I don't do that. I'm saying if you hate Thanksgiving and Christmas and Valentine's Day and all of those things because, oh, they're just commercialized slop. Yes, we know that. We enjoy it anyways. It's called having fun. It's called enjoying your life. If you can't enjoy your life, if your life is so fucking bland that, like, you can't be jolly and holly, like, be holly and jolly, bro. Like, I don't know. I hate the people who, like, whenever Christmas music starts coming on the radio, no matter what time of year it is, it can be like December 23rd, and they're like, oh, they're playing Christmas music? Ew. Like, fucking get over yourself, bro. Get over yourself, bro. You just graduated 5th grade. I'm real proud of you. But, like, celebrate Christmas. Celebrate Christmas. Now, if it's, like, a religious thing, that's different. I'm not saying that. I'm saying specifically, I'm calling out the people who believe they're, like, kind of just better. And that, like, oh, because it's so commercialized and stuff. It's like, yeah, it is commercialized. You don't have to take part in that commercialization, Every Christmas, you want to know what my Christmas traditions are? I watch a couple movies with my family, and I spend time with my family. That's it, bro. Like, you don't have to fucking... Whatever. Number 7, if you are a bad driver. If you are a bad driver, do not fucking drive. I am so sick and tired of, like, all these bad drivers who are on their phone. Don't be fucking on your phone. At the extent of, like, if I do happen to get on my phone, self-report, somebody's gonna see this and then they'll be like, report that guy to jail, But, like, I'll change the song. I'll pick my phone up, hit the skip, and then put it right back down. That is the extent. And honestly, you can make an argument I shouldn't even be doing that. Which I shouldn't, But, like, don't be fucking on your phone. Like, I've seen people, like, oh my god. I was with one person. I'm not gonna call them out. Let's call him, Dave. Dave Chappelle. I was with Dave Chappelle, right, and they were fucking playing Clash of Clans while driving. I kid you fucking not. Straight up had the phone, like, on the steering wheel, just, like, right here, just playing Clash of Clans and doing one of these, Drives me fucking nuts. And I'm just sitting in the passenger seat like, guess I'll die, Don't be fucking on your phone. And know when you're right away. When you have the right of way. Know when you have the right of way. I can't stand all these, like, intimidated and, like, hesitant drivers who are like, I don't know if I can turn. Like, if I'm at an intersection, bro, and you're at an intersection, bro, know what the fuck to do. If you're turning right, you do not cross lanes. You have the right of way. So do not wait for me. Do not be polite. Do not be nice. All you're going to do is cause an accident. You have the right of way. You go first, and then I go, okay? Because I'm crossing lanes, you're not. I can't fucking stand bad drivers. Go the speed limit, be off your phone, and know if you have the right of way or not. Number 8, if you do drugs. If you do drugs, like, in the modern day, okay? Or cigarettes, for that matter. If you smoke cigarettes or do drugs in the modern day, you're genuinely a fucking idiot. Like, in the past, I could give you a pass, because, like, public information wasn't really out just yet, and, the stigmatism was all the cool kids are doing it, and blah, blah, blah. But, like, I'm saying, if you try drugs in 2025, 2026, then you're a fucking idiot. You just don't. There's no excuse. There's no excuse nowadays. Like, oh, but, my blank was, shut up, Like, if you're fucking hooked on, like, if you try a drug, I'm not saying if you're already hooked. If you're already hooked, I really hope the best for you. I really do. I hope you get off that stuff. You can go to plenty of people to call, plenty of places to go to, like, meetings and AA, shit like that, you know. Well, not AA, that's alcoholics, but you know what I'm saying, But, like, if you genuinely try a drug in the modern age, in the modern day, you know, or cigarettes, you know, like, you fucking know what they do, and you, like, and it's always the people who are like, well, we're gonna die anyways, you know, like, you're a fucking idiot, you know. So I actually messed up the count, so I guess I'm a fucking idiot, because here's number 8 for real this time. If you are a mouth breather. I've actually talked about this in a few videos. I know I talked about it in the Predator Badlands video. Hey, shout out. Watch my other Predator Badlands video. But if you do this shit, knock it the fuck off, bro. Get your shit together. You are a grown man or a grown woman or a grown whatever the fuck. You know, what was that, ladies and gentlemen, it's like steers, queers, and everything in between. There's some funny thing I remember seeing. But, like, if you were a mouth breather, grow the fuck up, bro. Like, that should have been bred out of you. You know, it might have been bred into you, frankly. You know, you fucking inbred Cajun motherfucker. Not Cajun. Wait, what? No, not Cajun. Anyways, I'm just saying, hey, like now. Do not mouth breathe. Do not mouth breathe around me. I can't stand it. There's this one motherfucker that comes into my job where I work, and he's always fucking, like, you Beavis and Butthead looking motherfucker. Like, chill it the fuck out. Like, the only exception is if your sinuses are fucked up. If it's like, you know, it's winter, we're going into winter, you know, it's snowing outside and shit like that, I give you a little bit of a pass. Like, alright, you know, your sinuses are fucked up. When my sinuses are fucked up, I be mouth breathing, but people out here just doing that for free, you know? People out here just doing it for the love of the game. Do not fucking mouth breathe around me, though. I will fucking call you out, bro. Alright, number 9. So, this is if you are genuinely racist or homophobic. Okay? Seems like a pretty obvious one. But it's literally, like, we have done studies that it is a sign of low intelligence. So I'm not just saying you're an idiot, even though you are. I am saying you are actually at a lower intelligence than other people. That's sad, buddy. You better back it up, you know? You better, like, run it back and fucking, like, stop. You know, just do not be racist, do not be homophobic. It's that easy. Now, if you want to crack a couple racist jokes or a couple homophobic jokes, then, you know, just be careful about the particular group you're with. But go ahead, you know? I'm absolutely, when it comes to jokes, as long as you actually are joking, and as long as you are actually funny, those two things are not the same thing. A lot of people will be like, oh, it's a joke, and then say the most unfunny shit ever when they really just want to be insulting you, you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about. But, like, as long I'm on the South Park rule of either everything's okay to be joked about or nothing's okay to be joked about. Yeah, it's one of those, you know, and I am absolutely for it. Everything's okay to be joked about, you know, because you know what jokes are? Normalization, you know. They're normalization. So don't be racist, you know. Don't be homophobic, you know. It's like it pisses me off so much, bro. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. If you do, you're an idiot. You know? Bring out the fucking Jim Carrey Grinch, you know, where he's like, you're an idiot, you know? Ooh, now these next two are really gonna piss off my female audience, my bustling, booming, you know, female audience, you know. If you believe in astrology, I'm not talking like the fact that stars are up there. I'm talking star signs. I'm talking, I'm a Pisces, I'm an Aquarius, I'm a Taurus. That shit bugs the fuck out of me. So I can make a whole video about it. I might make a whole video about it. So this is like the preamble of that video. I cannot stand star signs. I fucking hate them. You know, I have been talking to so many people. Like, this is not a one person, one bad example. Shut up! Anyways, this is not a one bad example. This is every single, like, star sign chick. Because it's always chicks. I'm not trying to be sexist. I'm sure there's, like, star sign dudes out there. But, like, I've been talking to people. And, explaining, this or that from, my backstory, my history, some example, whatever. And they're like, when were you born? And then I tell them, and they go, oh, that makes sense. Are you fucking serious? That makes sense because I'm a Pisces and Aquarius. I don't know why I'm doing like the exact same. I only know like fucking 5 of them. Pisces, Aquarius, Taurus. Oh, there's Gemini, Cancer. Fuck, I think that is Libra one of them. That might be one of them. I don't know the fucking star signs because they don't fucking matter. Why would when you were born fucking matter at all? Especially considering the fact that, like, me specifically, I ain't gonna say when I'm born because y'all are all gonna go, oh, well, he's a, you know what I mean? But, like, I'm fucking, exactly where I'm born is, like, 1 day away. So if I would have been born 1 day away, I would have had a completely different personality. Are you fucking stupid? Are you actually stupid, I can't stand it, man. I can't stand it. You're stupid, man. You're stupid, I can't stand star signs, bro. Now, if it's like if it's like a curiosity thing, just like with the cryptids, if it's just like a curiosity thing, I've looked up my own star sign and said, like, oh, I'm more inclined to do this, and I'm more inclined to do that, and I, go with these things and that things. I've looked it up. I mean, it's a curiosity thing for sure. That's no problem. I don't mind if you have a passive interest. Just like with cryptids. I don't mind if you have a passive interest. Cryptids are pretty cool. But, like, I'm talking the people who live their lives by this shit. I'm talking the people who are like, we're not compatible because I'm a Cancer and you're a Capricornucopia, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, like, the, like, zealots of this thing. I can't stand them, bro. I can't stand them. I gotta wrap this up. I gotta get back to work. So, all right. Next one, healing crystals. Like I said, I'm really gonna piss off my female audience. Again, the huge bustling female audience I have. I know, but if you believe in fucking crystals, bro, get the fucking doors right there. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. I can't stand, like I like crystals in the fact that they look kind of cool. I like quartz specifically, and like those, especially those purple ones where you see like people like crack open the box and it's like a whole fucking rock. Excuse me. It's like a whole fucking rock of crystals. Like, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I like that. No, I'm talking to people who are like, this is a healing crystal, and if you wear it, then you're going to get, reverse cancer. It's going to cure your cancer, or like this also goes through like the snake oils and stuff like that. Now, like, oils I can see like a little bit more just because like they actually do absorb into your skin. So like, okay, I can see with the like, natural oils and stuff. But no, like healing crystals and stuff like that, you're an idiot. You just are. Like, buddy, it's a cool rock. You got a cool necklace. I would honestly wear quartz on my neck, like, because that's like those like quartz crystals that are like this big. But you want to know why I don't do it? So people don't think I'm an idiot. Y'all have ruined it. The stigmatism around like having like a cool crystal around your neck. People are gonna be like, oh, he's one of them. I'm not. I just like cool rocks, man. Alright, I just like cool rocks. That's the only reason. Other than that, I would have like a fucking, quartz crystal on my neck because that's a cool look. I like that. I like quartz crystals. All right, next one is if you get an animal that you cannot care for, okay, you're genuinely an idiot. Like, you should know you cannot care for this thing. You should do your research. Any animal. I'm talking like, I'm not even talking like exotic animals. I'm talking like dogs. You should do your research before you get a dog, you know? Because every dog's different, you know? Some dogs are more this way, some dogs are more that way, yada, yada, yada. But, like, you should do your research into any animal you get and whether or not you can actually house that animal. And especially with exotic animals. Because you know something? I want exotic animals. I want a cockatoo. Those giant fucking birds, they're like the white ones with the little yellow plumes and stuff like. I want a fucking cockatoo. Cockatoos are badass, man. However, I work 10 hours a day, and I work 5 to 6 days a week. And I live alone, so like I would not own a cockatoo because that's kind of cool if I owned a cockatoo. You know, I'm like, hey buddy, let's go live together. By the way, you're going to be standing in the same spot for like 10 hours a day for the rest of your life, 6 days a week. That's cool. So I don't own a cockatoo. You know, I want a tegu, which sounds alike, I know. But those lizards, you know, they are one of like the biggest growth spurts, dude, because they start out as being like this big, and then they get fucking like dog size. I mean, that's not like the biggest growth spurt. There's a lot of a lot of reptiles that are small. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm just saying I want a tegu. However, given the list I just provided, and the fact that neither of these animals, I'm really not super, like, I don't mind being a little transparent here. I'm not super financially stable. So if either of those animals, if I were to get them, they get sick once, nature's taking its course, bro. I can't fucking afford that shit. You want me to afford like regular vet bills, let alone exotic pet vet bills? Nah, buddy. Nature's taking its course on that because I can't afford it. So I'm not getting them. Okay? Because I'm not an idiot. If you get an animal that you can't care for, you are an idiot. Like if you work 10 hours a day, and get an animal, you're an idiot. If you like the one animal I do have, I have a cat. So like she is perfectly fine. You know, cats are like the work a lot people pets. You know, I'm not saying you're destined to be alone. Like, do get a pet, you know. Just get like maybe a turtle, a cat, a fish. You know, fish don't want to be with you anyways, you know, so fish would be perfect. Alright, I really gotta hurry up. Next one. If you beat your kids. If you beat your kids, you are a fucking idiot. Like, for real, for real. I'm not necessarily against physical discipline. Don't let me be misconstrued. I do think, at very last resort, or very specific cases, a little smack is necessary, you know? But if you genuinely resort to beating your child every single time at the drop of a hat, you're a bad parent. Like, they're not a bad kid. You're a bad parent. You know? I was hit, like, 3 times in my life by my parents, and I'm a good boy, you know? I know, like, you know, I don't necessarily, like, show my good boy self, you know? But, like, I'm a good boy, you know? I am a good person, and that's because my mom is a good parent, you know? What can I say? I had a good parent, you know? Excuse me. But no, like, if you genuinely resort to beating your child, oh, and every one of those 3 times, I absolutely deserved it. And I will admit that. I absolutely deserved it, and I do think it changed me for the better. Because I do, like I said, I'm not against physical discipline. I'm talking about the people who, you know, Tommy knocks over a vase, and the belt comes off. You're a fucking bad person. You're a bad parent. You're an idiot. Genuinely. If you're a picky eater, this is number 14, by the way. We're up to 14. If you're a picky eater, you're an idiot. It's just that simple. You're telling me a little onion on your plate is going to make the whole meal inedible? Are you fucking serious, bro? You fucking serious? Excuse me. But, like, I can't stand picky eaters. Now, I'm not saying you have to like everything. There's a lot of things I don't like. I don't like, well, there's like two things I don't like. I do not like Brussels sprouts, and I do not like beets. That's fucking it. Everything else I like. Now, I'm not saying you have to like everything. I'm saying if you're the chicken tender guy, like, unless you, and you know what I mean when I say this, unless you have a reason to be the chicken tender guy. If you're the chicken tender guy who goes to, like, fucking Outback Steakhouse and gets chicken tenders, that's a waste of money, bro. Like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm not saying you have to go, like, super exotic and get, like, you know, the craziest shit on the menu. But, like, you couldn't have got the steak. You know, you couldn't have got, like, something else. Like, I don't know, man. But, like, if you're a picky eater, you're an idiot. I'm sorry. Alright, here we are. Number 15. But if you fell for any of this rage bait, you're an idiot. What can I say, man? What can I say? If you fell for this genuine, like, now, I'm not saying I don't believe this. I believe all 14 points that I made in this video. 15, as I believe this too, you know? Because honestly, in my mind, in my eyes, give or take maybe some of them, you shouldn't have been raged, you know? Because you should have just been like, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. You know? Excuse me. But if you fell for this rage bait, congrats, bro. You won. You're an idiot. You know? That's really it, you know? I gotta get back to work, so I will catch you guys later. I've been Scavenger Reviews. And, yeah, you can like, comment, subscribe, do the YouTube stuff, you know? Comment down below. Like, let me know what y'all think, you know? Like, let's get feisty in the comments, you know? Just keep it civil. No need to call out each other's, you know, parents, you know your mamas, you know, but like we can have a discussion, we can debate a little bit. We do a little bit of debating here, you know. Anyways, Scavenger Reviews, find me on Instagram, all that jazz. I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.